Everybody do the same thing. How y'all doing out there in motherfucking YouTube world today? Some of y'all might know my story, some of y'all don't. That's why I'm here. I'm tired of motherfuckers that come from where I come from with the education that I come from getting bent over and hit with that royal motherfucking Epstein gangbang motherfucking train, you know what I'm saying? Insurance companies, communication companies, power companies, you know what I'm saying? Workers, comp advocates. The implant's supposed to be 6 months and I was gonna get some permanents. I had these motherfuckers for a year, 6 months with no tops. That's, you know what I'm saying? A year and 6 months. I was supposed to have these bitches for 6 months. I ain't had no top since November 20th because the motherfuckers broke in half because they kept coming loose. They gonna find me a new dentist? Nah, they gonna rock with the nigga. You see this thing right here? Yeah, that's, you know what I'm saying? That's a deformity that popped out from being a dog ear, you know what I'm saying? Motherfucker left the skin too loose. Never snap tight. But yeah, I was, you know what I'm saying? Another one of them motherfucking nights. Motherfucking dreams about got you, boy. But, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm trying to show, you know what I'm saying, a little bit of what, you know what I'm saying, working for the wrong company and hiring the wrong legal team. All this shit will get you fucked around, you know what I'm saying, if you don't know what the fuck you doing. You know what I'm saying? I quit school, Northeast Middle School, 12 years old, 6th grade. Failed the first year, went back. All the homies was laughing at me. Cool, you know what I'm saying? Started trapping and doing what I had to do. Got tired of watching grandma pound her shit to feed me and my little cousin. You know what I'm saying? Did what I had to do. Lost my mom to opioids in 2013 after she was hurt in a work-related accident some years prior to that. She wound up getting fucked over by her motherfucking legal team too, you know what I'm saying? All the way down to the paper clip, every staple, every print. And now I feel like, you know what I'm saying, not only has my civil rights been violated, my attorney-client privileges have been violated. The dude ain't had no contact with me on my individuals in over 2 years. None whatsoever. I'm talking about since I had to show this dude the right pole that I got electrocuted on. I ain't heard from this dude. So I have a little meeting with him and his pops on the phone the other day. Some of y'all might have heard about it. You know what I'm saying? Legal reasons. We'll get into that in another video. But yeah, man. This shit crazy out here. 35 years old. Went to work one day because my boss had me take his son out. Second day at the company. Drove away from the first two jobs, you know what I'm saying? Didn't know what he knew, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't going to risk it. Got to the third job. Single span of cable. Figured I'd knock it out. It was already temped. Emergency storm repair job. I'm saying, I know a lot of y'all won't know what I'm talking about, but the line dogs and women out there, they know what the fuck I'm talking about. So I had to drop out the old cable, did a new cable, jigged out and up. I was going to splice that motherfucking 500 feeder cable over and drop the temp out and be the fuck out of there. And it had a street crossing, a strand splice. I mean, all of that shit pays extra, you know what I'm saying? You get paid for dropping your old cable out. You get paid for hanging the new cable up, all by the foot. So if you drop two cables out and it's 31 cents per foot, that's 31 cents times two that you're getting paid per foot. You literally can determine how much money you want to make in the line life. It's out there. You just got to get on the line or a pole or in a bucket, baby, whatever they fuck they want to call it, and do that work. I did that work for 2 years. Started in cable in January 30th, 2017. January 30th, 2019. They took my shoulder after a series of amputations due to 73 to 7,500. Man, you motherfuckers ain't been over here me this whole time, I bet. These motherfuckers took my, hopefully you have. Motherfuckers took my shoulder after a series of amputations and shit. Came down to my shoulder in my life, you feel me? So I told him, fuck we even doing talking about this shit. And so that's how that happened, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so they took my shoulder. Uh, the dude couldn't figure out how to get me out of the air after he pulled the primary and the cable line together. And the lasher shot up into the air and hit the primary, grabbed onto me. I couldn't move. I started hollering and shit to get me the fuck out the air after trying to flip out of the bucket. You know what I'm saying? I heard my deceased father tell me like he was standing beside me. Sit down, stupid. Calm, clear as a motherfucking day. So I let my legs give out after trying to flip out of the bucket and not being able to get away from the power line. I was down in the bucket. And then I was good. He got me down as low as he could. I was still like probably 10 feet up in the air in the bucket. And he said he couldn't figure out how to get me down no more. Being in the panic, not knowing what the fuck was happening, and seeing my hand cringe up like it did when I got hit and the electricity blew out of it. I don't know if you can see, but that scar right there, electricity blew out that. My workers' comp is saying that ain't related to my accident. I've had several visits and ambulance rides to the hospital for severe multiple kidney failure signs. None of that's been addressed. Excuse me. I'll be right back with y'all. I'm trying to put a little something in the air. Y'all don't care. You hear me? But yeah, they want to say all this shit's non, you know what I'm saying? Related to my accident. I got released from the hospital in April 2019 because I refused the opioids. By June, they had cut me off of my temporary benefits, which I was receiving $431.92 a week after going from making $900, $1,000 a week after taxes every week to $431.92 a week. You know what I'm saying? That ain't shit. I got a daughter and a stepdaughter I got to take care of. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got responsibilities. Or I would have took the motherfucking day off like I told my girl I was going to anyway. But, you know what I'm saying? Try to be a man and take care of them responsibilities. And like I said, fucking with the wrong company, the wrong legal team. Man, I got a work comp advocate that has refused to take any of my phone calls, relay any of my appointments to me, anything. Won't approve any of my prescriptions. I got a primary care pain management doctor who has been treating me for 2 years for anxiety. Ain't done nothing for my pain. He back bill work comp, recommended some shots in my back, 3 different sessions, each session 4 shots. First two sessions was identical, you know what I'm saying? Same amount of motherfucking medicine underneath the fucking x-ray machine or whatever the fuck so he could see what joint he was penetrating. Now here's where it gets interesting. I show up for my third set of shots. The nurses are putting the heart monitor tabs on me. I already got them all stuck all over me. The doctor walks in and says, "Oh, he won't need those." The nurse goes, "What? Are you sure?" "Yeah, he won't need those. We ain't gonna be in here very long." So they didn't hook me up to a heart monitor during my last injections in my neck. Well, in my upper back where the fractured vertebrae actually happened and was left untreated. So how this dude did it was his practice is in Kansas. He referred me to Lee Summit Hospital and then showed up at Lee Summit Hospital on the Missouri side when he practices in Kansas. Let the hospital bill work comp for my injections, which made me 1,000 times worse, so that he could back bill work comp twice. You see what I'm saying? He billed for the referral, sent me across state lines to Missouri for the shots, and then when I got to the hospital in Missouri, on my side in Missouri, you know what I'm saying, where I live, he was the one that showed up to the hospital so that the hospital could bill work comp and then he could bill the hospital. When he raised the dosage of the pain relief medication before the injections on the third appointment, he raised it by more than double. Both nurses in the room asked, "Are you sure you want to raise it by this many cc's?" To the point where he told them both, "If you guys ain't going to administer the shot, I'll find a nurse who will." I was laying there the whole time hooked up to a Valium drip, supposedly sedated, but because of all the, you know what I'm saying, motherfucker got a pretty high tolerance for some narcotics because they tried to turn your boy into a junkie. But I ain't no flunky. I'll be somebody's motherfucking bunkie, and I'm gonna stay smoking this motherfucking green. I know this probably won't get watched by most people, and most people probably don't give a fuck. I'm already starting to accept that I'm gonna be fucked for life. That this is how I'm going. I'm lucky I got my prosthetic when I did, cause at this point I don't see anything else out coming from this but disability and maybe a small work comp settlement. But as far as the individual settlements, there's been a breach of attorney-client privilege. There's been a breach of ethics, a lack of communication for over 2.5 years. This dude has not had contact with me in 2.5 years. One company he tried to sue, I told him he didn't have no liability to sue because it was underground cable we were hanging in the air. It just had an extra layer of protection for the squirrels to chew on. We're gonna try it anyway. This is the one fucking company that don't fight it, that didn't have no fucking negligence. They simply manufactured the cable that I was putting in the motherfucking air, and they went after him. So the company said, you guys ain't got no fucking liability against us, but we can hire an attorney for this much and countersuit you for slandering, or we could just pay you out of court and save us the time, the money, and the effort. So they bought out or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I can't talk about it because obviously, but that company bought out, I think like 12,500. Tell me why more of it went to medical expenses and work comp and my attorney, and I ended up with like 2,500, but then got taxed on the whole 12 grand. I spent the last 3 days calling around to attorneys. Got one lady that was really helpful, high price work comp attorney. talked to a guy yesterday. He found out the firm that was representing me, and this guy practices in malpractice, medical, and legal. Found out what firm he was representing me. Didn't want to hear shit else I had to say. The lady who I'd been talking to at Edelman and Thompson told me that if my lawyer threatened to quit again, or if I decided to have him removed from my case, to bring her my case, she'd be more than happy to take it on. And because my lawyer on the work comp side is so well known in the field, she can't believe that it's gone this far. There's a specialist in Chicago I've been waiting to go see for over a year now that I've yet to go see. They ain't reimbursed me for my gold teeth that I had put on my 4 remaining teeth after they took all my teeth out and put me under the impression that I would have 4 teeth. You know what I'm saying? No, they ain't done shit. It's just like, but these motherfuckers don't see this, the every 2 hours of sleep that I get, and then I wake up from the PTSD or whatever. These motherfuckers just don't care because it ain't them, you know what I'm saying? But if I'm gonna get royally fucked, that's gonna be a porno and it's gonna be a shit show, and I will be seen and I will be heard. I don't give a fuck if the blowback comes back on me. You know what I'm saying? This ain't my first rodeo. I made it out the motherfucking trenches without a rap sheet, an informant card, nothing. I've been fighting my whole motherfucking life. If they think I'm gonna quit now, they got me fucked up and don't know who they fucking with. But I'm gonna tell you, they fucking with the right one. I just don't get it, Red. Like, y'all think you can walk a day in my life, figure out how to put the shoes on? This is because, they said I don't wear this. They try to tell me I don't use this. How the fuck do I control it then? But I can't use this. I'm not wearing this. They're trying to get my benefits cut off because they say that I don't wear my prostheses. How the fuck I figure out how to control this if I don't wear it? Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know. I just feel like at this point I ain't got nobody else to talk to. So here I am talking to my motherfucking self in hopes that maybe somebody will see this and it'll keep them from going through what I've been put through for the last over 3 years now. Because, man, this shit just, it ain't fair for nobody. My daughter, my girlfriend, they've all had to go through this shit. They suffered tremendously since my accident, mentally and psychologically. Like, I feel like in 3.5 years, I've lost my daughter. Like, I don't even know my daughter. She don't even come to me or talk to me because she's so concerned with me and my injuries and everything that I got going on that my daughter has completely bottled everything up to the point to where she's now showing signs of extreme isolation and depression. But none of that shit matters to nobody. But I guarantee you, had I been from one of them motherfucking gated communities, you know what I'm saying? Them motherfuckers in St. Louis who was out there waving their guns and shit around. Oh, this should have been taken care of. I would have worked for the actual power company that did the job and hooked up the transformer upside down. I'd have been paid already because they're union. You know what I'm saying? That's how these companies get around this shit. They get to advertise, oh, they employee the best employees and clear criminal backgrounds, clean cut individuals. Yeah, those are the employees that sit in their truck and don't do shit all day, but give these companies the validation to their advertising. But I'm going to tell you right now, the men and women that are actually getting these communications and power jobs done are through subcontracting companies like I worked for, because they hire the misfits. You know what I'm saying? That's how I ended up getting sent out on a job with a fucking junkie who threw his rope up in the air and wrapped it around the primary and pulled it together so there was enough fucking tension for the lasher to come out from underneath the tree, catapult up into the air, and because prime was hooked up on the bottom instead of the neutral being on the bottom, I took 73 to 7,500 volts without tripping a breaker until the entire coulter sack powered down. When I flipped out of the bucket, the dude didn't even call me an ambulance. He called his dad, our supervisor, 3 times before he called the 911. If it wouldn't have been for the old man across the street calling 911 and the ambulance getting there when it did, they had already told me, my girlfriend, I wouldn't have made it to the hospital. I went into shock. I walked to the ambulance after my accident and flipping out of the bucket and everything. I called my girlfriend and told her, hey, I just got hit. Meet me at the hospital. Quick, because I didn't want her to know how bad it was. Go into shock at the hospital. Wake up after the hydro wash to them painting my arm with iodine. So I had to lay there and watch them do what's called the debridement so that the swelling of the muscles wouldn't crush my bones. They cut me from my shoulder on the outside all the way down to my wrist, flung my arm up over my head, put the scalpel in my armpit, and took it back down to my wrist on the inner arm. And then they took this motherfucking the jaws of life vice grips and stuck into the incision and clamped it open. Ooh wee! I'm laying there the whole time, can't move, watching it, like feeling tears roll down the side of my cheek from where they had the scotch tape taped over my eyes. I wake up in recovery, tell the doctor, hey, I was awake for that whole procedure. Oh no, that's impossible. You was highly sedated. And I said, man, it was 2 women. One of them was of some kind of Asian ethnic. The other lady was a white blonde headed lady, the assistant or tech. I said, I watched her ask for the from the time the iodine sponge touched me and fucking made my eyes open. I watched her paint my arm with the iodine. I watched her hand the sponge back, ask for the scalpel, cut me, flip my arm up over my head, cut me again, throw my arm back down to my side, hand her tech back the scalpel, like I described down to the scrubs that these 2 were wearing that did the procedure. Putting the clamp in, opening my arm up. They would try to sedate me when they would come in and do the bandage changes because they left me sitting in the emergency room for 4 days, allowing my hand to die. But they was trying to sedate me when they would come in and change the bandages. And I just turn on Pandora and sit there and watch it. I got all pictures that I took with my arm cut wide open where you could see the bone. KU tried to send me home with outpatient skin grafts, whatever the fuck that is. But I refused to leave. I told them they was gonna have me arrested. You feel me? But yeah, I told them, you know what I'm saying? They gonna have to arrest me. I ain't leaving this motherfucker until they do skin grafts or take this shit off or something. So they kept me 2 more days, took me back to do the skin grafts. This motherfucker puts me under anesthesia completely, then takes the bandages off and peels the motherfucking skin, the cadaver skin, dead people's skin, or zombie skin, as my daughter says, off of my burn site and amputation site because it ain't nothing but all burn scar underneath there in the back. Electricity blew out my mouth, you know what I'm saying? That's why it blew out my teeth and shit. Like, but to them, the only thing that my accident caused was my amputation, my fractured vertebrae, my teeth, my tenderness, my hearing loss that they compared to someone who was in or around an IED or close to an IED when it exploded. That's how bad my hearing is. The back guy determined that I need a back brace within the next 8 years, 8 to 10 years. That was almost 4 years ago. So it's either going to be 4 or fucking 6 years, and I'm going to need a back brace because if you guys look, I don't know if you'll be able to see, but my happy trail, see how it's twisted? Signs of scoliosis from my spine twisting, not only from the unfractured vertebrae, but from having absolutely nothing over here. Motherfucker roll over the wrong way in the bed and I'm on the floor. The dude fucked my neck up so bad that I ain't been able to use a pillow since the incision. So I gotta sleep flat on my hand like this underneath my pillows, or I wake up like I did tonight. What is it? 5:32 here my time. I've been up since like 3:30. Didn't lay down until 11:30. I ain't been able to get more than 4 hours of sleep in over 3 years since being released from the hospital. I have not slept for over 4 hours in one time period in almost 4 years. And these motherfuckers want to say that none of this shit's related. Like, there's a breach of ethics, there's a breach of attorney client privilege, there's a breach of him delegating his job duties to his father as my attorney. I don't care if they're at the same firm. I don't care if they're father and son. I don't care what their reason is for the way I was treated and the lack of communication. When I simply asked if any of my civil or constitutional rights were violated or was there a breach of ethics, they completely snapped out on me. And if I was going to try to hold my individual lawyer accountable, I could go ahead and forget about that to come and get every shred of my file out of their office that they were done with me. You know what I'm saying right there? I had this much paperwork 2.5 years ago. Before I moved into my new house where I live at now, I got more than this paperwork in the basement on medical records, OSHA report, everything. I feel like my contract was obtained under false pretenses, which is another breach of ethics, as both attorneys come to the hospital and got my obtained my signature on my original contract under false pretenses and misleading and deceiving information. They got me to sign a contract with them while I was heavily sedated on morphine, fentanyl, Valium. Hell, I can't name how many medications I was on that day, but if they'd actually give me a copy of the contract so I can match that date with my medical records, then I can prove the medicine that I was on and that they came in there and manipulated me and had a breach of ethics then because I didn't have a witness present, therefore making my contract void. But no one will talk to me, no one will hear me out because of how well known my firm is and how long it's been in my area. Like I said, I had a lady, a high priced attorney, talk to me hours over the last 3 days. Yeah, if he removes himself from his case or you decide to opt out and go with another attorney, I'd be happy to take your work comp on. And the other guy, I'm sure he'd be happy to take a look at your malpractices and your individuals for you. I called this other guy. As soon as he found out the firm that represented me, it was eat a dick. Like straight up. Sorry, Mr. Gilliland, I can tell that this is starting to upset you, but there's nothing I can do for you. Click. Why wouldn't it upset me? Like I said, babe, I'm just trying to get my story out there and trying to be heard. Like, I'm already accepting I ain't gonna get nothing out of this. Like, I've been getting fucked over my whole life. I come from the trenches. I come from Kansas City, Missouri, the old historic Northeast area, out the 90s, you know what I'm saying? So, and I'm proud the fuck of it. Where I come from, my education, who I am, and every motherfucking thing, because it's made me who the fuck I am. It's made me the person that's been able to continue to fight this fight. Had it not been for me meeting my prosthesis when I did at the hospital and him coming up and seeing me like 6, 7 times before I was even a patient, just as a human being, this man had a video made for me by another one of his patients. In the back of my head, after they took my shoulder, you know what I'm saying, it was over. Because when they came in and cut my hand off, I told them, cut this motherfucker off so I can go home. Because I figured I could get a prosthetic that just slid over a RL, a residual limb. Cut this motherfucker off so I can go home. After 4 amputations, I'm left as one of the rarest types of amputees there is. Less than 0.1% are 4/4 of above scapular amputees. But anyway, like I was saying, I met my prosthesis when I was in the darkest days of my life. And I was lying to the doctors, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have no intent on fighting or pushing forward or to keep going, nothing like that. My intentions was I got a motherfucking shotgun at the house with no motherfucking serial number on it in the closet. And I'm gonna get home and put that motherfucker in my mouth and I'm gonna take this shit, take care of it myself. Cause I ain't gonna live like this. And then my prosthesis come walking in with a video one day. I don't know, it might be like 10, 15 minute long video. Double amputee, you know what I'm saying? I call him my guardian angel. Someone sent him to me when I was alone in the dark, both of them. My prosthesis and the one who made took the time out of his day to make a personal video for me. I watched that video about 7, 8, 10 times. And I called my Uncle Jeff, who ain't here no more. Hey, Uncle Jeff, come buy this shotgun that I got at the house, you know what I'm saying? What the fuck, Dave? I don't even need a motherfucking shotgun. Fuck you, I don't want a shotgun. You eat a dick. I said, Uncle Jeff, I don't want this fucking gun at my house when I get out the hospital. I'm scared of what I might do. He said, when can your girlfriend meet me there? He's deceased. Nobody can do shit to him now. My man was a felon. My man was a fucking hustler, straight gritter. Didn't even want that shotgun. Couldn't even have it. Just touching it would get him 5 years plus in prison. And when he knew that I was worried about hurting myself with that gun, no questions asked. Picked it up as soon as he could. When my girlfriend would leave the hospital to go home and shower and shit, my Uncle Jeff would go and park out front of my house to make sure that she was safe. If it wouldn't have been for my prostheses, you know what I'm saying? Holla at them. Arm Dynamics. Anybody need any upper limb? I don't care if it's a pinky, I don't naked prostheses, whatever it is. If you an upper limb amputee, fuck with Arm Dynamics. Uh, but yeah, my man, you know what I'm saying, saved my life with that video because He showed me someone that not only went through what I went through, but it was a similar type of similar type of accident. But if you ask me, my angel ended up with a harder fight than me, and I don't know how the fuck that man continues to do it. Cause I see him building shit, and man, I'm telling you, the dude is just has been a tremendous motivation for me. Like, and there's a few of y'all out there. You know what I'm saying? I got this lemonade and my homeboy Randy that I met. I lost one of my brothers, John, that I got real close to last December on his motorcycle. He was a leg amputee, but there ain't no advocacy for us. It's all about who you know and who you blow and where you come from that'll get you where you go. Cause take it from me, boy, I come from the slums, and all I was doing was trying to provide for my daughter and my motherfucking girlfriend legally after losing my mom to the opioids. And I went to work, and now they act like I did this, like I wanted this, like I chose this life. I'd have never quit gang banging and selling dope if I knew that this was what was gonna happen. I was trying to show my daughter what a man was supposed to be, and 9 years after my mom fucking passed away and I got my life together, my daughter sees a broken person. My daughter ain't put her arms all the way around me and hugged me in over 3 years. I get a shoulder pat or one arm around the back, you know what I'm saying? Because she's scared she's going to hurt me. They don't even understand what this has done to my entire family, not just me. It's to the point where I'm ready to leave my cell phone and my debit card on on the coffee table and pack a backpack with clothes and just be in the wind. Why? So that they don't have to carry the weight of my burden, so that they don't have to see a weak minded individual and a broken man that wakes up every 2 to 3 hours in the middle of the night crying or can't move or rolls off the bed because he feels like he just flipped out of the bucket in his nightmare. Has a dream that he was just doing something with his dad with two hands or something and wakes up and realizes, no, motherfucker, this is reality. That was the dream. Even after my mom in 2013, my dad went and jumped off Shoto Traffic Way into the Missouri River just a few days before his birthday. No notice or nothing. Took a couple things over to my grandma's for me and my daughter that I'd wanted since I was a kid. He knew I wanted pocket watch, Louisville Slugger, baseball bat, you know what I'm saying? A gorilla mask for my daughter. Gave my grandma a kiss on her head, told her he was going to wash his truck to get back home and take care of my stepmom because she was suffering from breast cancer and she's already passed away too now. But he told her he had to go wash his truck and get back home to take care of my stepmother, Debbie. Being my dad, the dickhead that he was, he went and washed his truck, parked it on top of Shoto Traffic Way, took his boots off, took his socks off, set his dentures in the cup holder, took his wallet out of his pocket, left his keys in the cup holder. There were 3 calls made about my dad sitting above the Missouri River on the over, you know what I'm saying, hanging his feet over the bridge, looking down at the river with his car on the Shoto Traffic Way. 3 phone calls made to North Kansas City Police. And then an officer drove past my father twice because she felt the safest place to park her cruiser was at the other end of the Shoto Traffic Way in a gas station parking lot. I said, well, you know what I'm saying? So hold on, so anyway, this officer making her approach towards the bridge, I guess, from what I was told by the police report. It was a white male in his 60s to 70s, sitting approximately 200 or 250 to 300 yards away from her. And as she made her approach onto the bridge, the white male disappeared. That's the police report. The detective showed up at my job. I got radioed by the vice president to come down out of my crane and off my torch cables. The North Kansas City PD detectives were there and they wanted to talk to me. Now at this point, I'm thinking, man, what's about, you know what I'm saying? What's about to blow back from before 2013, or you know, and I'm like, what the fuck? What happened? Why the fuck is a detective showing up at the job? On the way down the hill, I get a call from my stepmom. Ain't nobody seen my father in 24 hours. Usually, I'd have came in the back of the shop where I worked at, but I wanted to take a little extra time, walk around to the front of the shop because I was getting off the torch tables and out the sun for a minute. So I go to walk into the front of the main lobby, and the vice president was standing right there. And I knew, you know what I'm saying? He come up and put his arm around me and he said, "There's two detectives in there." Then we said, "You ain't in trouble. They just need to talk to you." So I walked in and they asked me if my name was my name, and I told them yeah. And they asked me if my father was my father, and I told them yeah. And they asked me if I'd like to have a seat, and I told them, you know what I'm saying? Just tell me, where is he at? Is he in a hospital? Is he alive? Is he dead? And he said, "Well, you just have a seat. We'll have a talk about it." And I said, "Dude, I ain't got time to have a seat so you can fucking talk about it." I said, "I need to know if my motherfucking father is alive or dead or not. So if he's dead, I can go tell my grandma before someone else tells her." They were investigating a possible suicide. Failed to mention anything about my dad being on the bridge or being witnessed on the bridge or the cop driving past him not only once but circling back around and driving directly past the same side of the bridge he was sitting on and parking her cruiser at said gas station. But they come to my work and told me that they were investigating a possible suicide and wanted to know if my father had any identifying body marks or anything else for if this individual was found who went over the bridge, I guess, would come back to ultimately be my father. But I mean, they had already showed up and told me that his truck was on the bridge, his teeth, his boots, his socks, and I'm still hitting him in his motherfucking mouth, like I said, wherever the fuck he ended up at. And if he ain't up there, I'm getting kicked out because I ain't leaving my daddy alone. They have a light waiting on me when I get to where I'm going. You can't believe in half the shit and not believe in all the shit. And if that's the case, my father committed an ultimate sin. My mom's up there surrounded by all her loved ones and family, and you know what I'm saying. I'm sure some of my siblings are gonna get in. Not positive about all my dad's kids, mainly his older ones, but I can't leave my dad down there alone if that's where he's at. You know what I'm saying? And if miraculously he did get in upstairs with the big man, you know what I'm saying? Thank motherfucking his daddy and all them kids. I'm still hitting him in his motherfucking mouth when I see him because he left me when I needed him most. I don't know if he was sick. I don't know what was going on, but what hurts the most is not knowing and him not calling me. That was 2015. I could have reverted right back to that gangbanging shit. And I didn't want to, so I didn't. Copyright though, you know what I'm saying? From back in the old days, got me thinking back. Shout out my boy Uwap, you know what I'm saying? Uzi Boo. But man, just everything I'm going through right now, it got me on some real boondock saint shit. All the way down from motherfucking the insurance companies, the pharmaceutical companies, how these motherfucking lawyers are getting away with butt raping their fucking clients for every copy, staple, paperclip, every motherfucking thing. Motherfucker, you ain't done nothing. It's been a pandemic. Everything been handled through Gmail, nigga. You want me to pay your Gmail cost? Fuck, holla at me. I'll hit you up. Other than that, bro, I don't know. Tell this dude, like, nah, no, I don't said the N word, and they gonna say this motherfucker racist ass cracker and blah 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 blah. But guess who don't give a fuck? Cause I got some thick ass skin. And if you think I'm fucking racist, you ain't got no motherfucking idea where I come from. But like I said, I feel like if I'd have went back to gangbanging when my dad died, this shit wouldn't have happened. But then my daughter would think that's what a man is, you know what I'm saying? Someone that's out here doing the shit to other families what the pharmaceutical companies and the doctors tried to do to me. I literally had my benefits cut off because I went into my third appointment after being released from the hospital. She had wrote me a script to go home, a second script at my first appointment after seeing her, and then she went to write a third script. And I said, ma'am, that second script's still at home in that paper bag stapled shut. You know I'm supposed to take you off of those. You're not supposed to do that. And I said, yeah, I know. And if I'd have been waiting on you, I'd have been waiting on my motherfucking life for it until I turned to heroin or something else. It's capitalism. How do you think all this fentanyl's hitting the streets? You think motherfuckers like me that got the recipe to whip up some crack and shit, or motherfucking my uncle's to be in the trailer park? Well, he passed away now, you know what I'm saying? You can't hit him on shit, so you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers was being there on that Walter White whipping that shit up and fucking chemistry, fucking home makeshift chemistry labs and shit. Man, that fentanyl ain't coming from them motherfuckers. That fentanyl's coming from motherfuckers that live in them gated communities and know the recipes and the compounds and how to mix the bitches together and press the shit. That's why that fentanyl's hitting the street the way that it is because it ain't nothing but a bunch of chemical fucking compounds you put together and fucking press it together and bow, you got some shit. But I refuse to be a victim and I refuse to be a statistic. I will always choose to be a warrior and a suspect before I ever play the victim. I'm just trying to get my shit out there and get told. I'm more or less talking to myself and I understand it, you know what I'm saying? But at this point, hey, fuck it. What I got left to lose? What they gonna take from me? My arm? They gonna take my arm back? Hey, I don't think it gonna fit. You wanna play Captain Hook, nigga? Come. You wanna play Captain Hook? Come on, come take it. Like I don't get it, man. Y'all wanna check this motherfucker out? That's a bad motherfucker right there, ain't it? Why am I not getting no lighting? That better? My bad, man. That motherfucker bad, ain't it? Hey, check it out. Work comp tried to deny this. Said that I didn't need it. You know what I'm saying? How the fuck do I not need this? So when I questioned that with my legal team, you know, work comp denied my prosthetic the first time, and you guys didn't even try to do anything about it. That is a lie. We got your prosthetic. You got your prosthetic. I only have my prosthetic because the company who produced it, made it, all in house. You know what I'm saying? My Frankenstein, my guardian angel, my best friend, my brother, and the man who I credit saving my life despite the doctors and all the surgeries and everything else. Cause I was gonna go home and blow that work all over the motherfucking wall. They go my Clark, y'all trying to see Clark Griswold. You feel me? Hey, what you want to do again? I want to flip a motherfucker off and I'm driving. Like, what are you talking about? Let me hit him with that at my funeral. Just know that's how my shit gonna be at my funeral. I'm gonna be up in this bitch like in the casket like that. You feel me? My, you know what I'm saying? My girl already been giving instructions. Just turn the motherfucker on, get the motherfucker set where there's something pushing on the sensor, and that's what it's gonna be when you walk up to my casket. You gonna get up there and that motherfucker gonna be like this. Look, you know what I'm saying? They think they gonna take me out now. Kansas City, Missouri, boy, they must not know about us, huh? You feel me? I was close though, you know, they had me in the dark. They had me I was back into the dark. And then one day my man opened my hospital door. My man opened the hospital door with this bright light behind him and I couldn't even tell what he looked like. I just hit him the other day in a text, matter of fact, and asked him if he was hiding some wings and a halo underneath his shirt and thanking him and stuff for it because, you know what I'm saying, it hit me that I ain't, you know what I'm saying, I ain't gonna get nothing out of this. I went with the wrong legal team, and that's why I've had the lack of medical treatment, and that's why I'm still suffering from the PTSD that I'm suffering from. That's why I'm being treated by a pain management doctor for anxiety, and I keep getting ambulance bills when they tell me to go to the hospital. Well, I can't drive and I can't get there, so I got to take an ambulance. I got 3 ambulance bills and probably like 6 additional hospital visit bills that's already started to hit my credit. That's all related to my accident that they're saying is not related to my accident. But like I said, man, if I'm gonna get raped, I'm gonna turn this shit into a porno. It's gonna be seen and heard. Everybody gonna see the shit show. Well, hopefully, even if they don't see it while I'm here, maybe they'll see it when I'm gone, and this can keep some. This can. I don't want anybody to ever have to go through what I'm going through just for trying to put food on the table. But I see I'm cooking up on like an hour now, and yeah, I go ahead and end this one and then start one on the laptop I just turned on with Brother Lighting to roll another blunt with my hand. If y'all want to tune in, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to hop over to the other page. Y'all know how to find me. Hit your boy up, asshole amputee 816 Bionic Bubba.